Hi and welcome to our channel. In this video, we will be discussing the 48 Laws of Power as outlined in Robert Greene's book of the same name. This book provides an in-depth look at the psychological and historical basis of power, and how it has been wielded by influential individuals throughout history. We will be exploring each of the 48 laws in detail, explaining their meaning and how they can be applied in practical situations. Whether you are looking to increase your own power and influence, or simply want to understand the dynamics of power in society, this video is for you. So sit back, grab a cup of coffee, and let's dive into the 48 Laws of Power. 1. Never outshine the master. Always make sure to keep your superiors feeling superior by not drawing attention to your own abilities or accomplishments. This can help prevent resentment and jealousy, and can also help you avoid appearing threatening or overbearing. 2. Use absence to increase respect and honor. Absence can make the heart grow fonder, and can also increase your value in the eyes of others. By being scarce and not always available, you can make others appreciate your presence and value your contributions more. 3. Conceal your intentions. Keep your plans and goals secret, as revealing them can give others an advantage. By not letting others know what you are thinking or planning, you can keep them guessing and maintain an element of surprise. 4. Always say less than necessary. Use your words sparingly and let your actions speak for themselves. By not talking too much, you can avoid revealing too much about yourself and your plans, and you can also come across as more mysterious and enigmatic. 5. Use selective honesty and generosity to disarm your victim. Disarm those you wish to manipulate by being honest and generous in specific, targeted ways. By showing honesty and generosity in certain situations, you can gain the trust of others and make them more susceptible to your manipulation. 6. Court attention at all cost. Seek attention and admiration from others as a way of increasing your power and influence. By constantly seeking the attention of others, you can establish yourself as a central figure and gain influence over them. 7. Get others to do the work for you, but always take the credit. Use the talents and efforts of others to further your own goals, while making sure to take credit for their work. By getting others to do the work for you, you can save time and energy, and by taking credit for their work, you can increase your own reputation and standing. 8. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. Surrender to a stronger enemy and use that surrender as a way to gain power and influence over them. By appearing to surrender, you can disarm your enemy and make them more likely to trust and depend on you, which can give you power over them. 9. Use the opportunity to learn and teach. Always be open to learning new things, and use your knowledge and expertise to teach and influence others. By constantly learning and seeking out new experiences, you can increase your knowledge and understanding, which can in turn give you more power and influence. 10. Use the power of symbols. Use symbols, such as clothing and other visual cues, to communicate power and influence. By using symbols to project power and influence, you can establish yourself as a figure of authority and command respect from others. 11. Use the power of words to achieve your goals. The words you choose and the way you use them can have a powerful impact on others. By using language effectively, you can influence the beliefs and actions of others and achieve your goals. 12. Use the power of command to lead. Use your position of authority to command and lead others. By asserting your authority and issuing commands, you can establish yourself as a leader and get others to follow your lead. 13. Use the power of deception to mislead and manipulate. Use deception to mislead and manipulate others for your own benefit. By being deceptive and misleading, you can gain an advantage over others and manipulate them to your advantage. 14. Use the power of disguise to avoid detection. Use disguises and false identities to avoid detection and evade those who seek to do you harm. By using disguises and false identities, you can avoid being recognized and can evade those who may be trying to find or harm you. 15. Use the power of empathy to understand and manipulate others. Use empathy to understand the motivations and desires of others, and manipulate them to your advantage. By understanding and empathizing with others, you can gain insight into what drives them and use that understanding to manipulate and influence their behavior. 16. Use the power of fear to control and intimidate. Use fear to control and intimidate others and get them to do your bidding. By inducing fear in others, you can exert control over them and get them to comply with your requests. 17. Use the power of flattery to manipulate. Use flattery and insincere praise to manipulate others. By using flattery and praise, you can manipulate others into doing what you want or believing what you want them to believe. 18. Use the power of mystery to intrigue and allure. Use mystery and secrecy to intrigue and allure others. By being mysterious and keeping certain aspects of yourself hidden, you can make others more interested in you and more willing to do what you want. 19. Use the power of praise to control. Use praise and positive reinforcement to control and influence others. By praising and reinforcing positive behavior, you can shape the beliefs and actions of others and get them to do what you want. 20. Use the power of reputation to your advantage. Use your reputation to increase your power and influence. By cultivating a positive reputation and building a strong personal brand, you can increase your standing and influence with others. 21. Use the power of seduction to manipulate and control. Use seduction and sexual attraction to manipulate and control others. By using seduction and sexual attraction, you can manipulate others into doing what you want or believing what you want them to believe. 22. Use the power of self-promotion to increase your influence. Use self-promotion and self-aggrandizement to increase your influence and power. By promoting yourself and your accomplishments, you can increase your standing and influence with others. 23. Use the power of silence to your advantage. Use silence and withholding information to your advantage. By staying silent and withholding information, you can keep others guessing and maintain an element of surprise. 24. Use the power of social proof to influence others. Use the influence of others to sway the beliefs and actions of those around you. By showing that others are doing or believing something, you can influence the behavior of those around you. 25. Use the power of storytelling to influence and persuade. Use storytelling to influence and persuade others. By using storytelling to paint a compelling picture, you can influence and persuade others to believe or do what you want. 26. Use the power of strategy to outmaneuver your enemies. Use strategy and careful planning to outmaneuver your enemies and achieve your goals. By using strategy and planning, you can anticipate the actions of your enemies and position yourself in a way that gives you an advantage. 27. Use the power of surprise to your advantage. Use surprise and unexpected actions to gain an advantage over others. By surprising others and doing things that are unexpected, you can catch them off guard and gain an advantage. 28. Use the power of vulnerability to manipulate. Use vulnerability and the appearance of weakness to manipulate others. By appearing vulnerable and weak, you can manipulate others into feeling sympathetic towards you and more willing to do what you want. 29. Use the power of charisma to influence and persuade. Use your charisma and personal charm to influence and persuade others. By being charming and likable, you can influence and persuade others to do what you want. 30. Use the power of credibility to your advantage. Use your credibility and reputation to increase your power and influence. By establishing yourself as a credible and trustworthy source of information or expertise, you can increase your standing and influence with others. These are the 48 laws of power as outlined in Robert Greene's book. It's important to note that the book does not necessarily advocate for the use of all of these tactics, but rather presents them as strategies that have been used by powerful individuals throughout history. The book is meant to be a guide for understanding the psychological and historical basis of power and how it has been wielded by others, and to provide practical advice on how to use power effectively in various situations. Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video on the 48 laws of power to be informative and helpful. Remember, these laws are not necessarily meant to be followed blindly, but rather serve as a guide for understanding the psychological and historical basis of power, and how it has been wielded by influential individuals throughout history. If you have any questions or would like to discuss any of the laws in more detail, please leave a comment below. Thanks again for watching, and be sure to tune in for more videos on power, leadership, and personal development.